Welcome to the mind of the Machiavellian, a journey into the psychology of one of the most complex and controversial personality traits in human behavior. Based on the influential work of psychologists Jones and Paulhus, this audiobook explores Machiavellianism, not just as a historical concept, but as a living psychological profile that continues to shape relationships, leadership, and power dynamics today. Let's begin. In the early 1500s, political philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli penned The Prince, a guidebook for rulers on how to gain and keep power. His advice: use any tactic necessary: deception, manipulation, even cruelty, if it serves your end goal. Centuries later, his ideas would become the foundation for a modern personality trait known as Machiavellianism. Psychologist Richard Christie was one of the first to bring this concept into the realm of psychology. He developed the Mach-IV scale, a tool still used today to measure just how Machiavellian someone might be. High scorers, often called high Machs, are strategic, emotionally detached, and highly skilled at manipulating others to achieve their own goals. But are they smarter? Do they feel less? Do they always win? Let's find out. High Machs don't necessarily have unique goals. They desire the same things most people do: success, influence, even intimacy. But they pursue them through very different means. Where others rely on honesty or teamwork, Machs prefer strategic deception. They don't believe people are inherently good. In fact, they often expect selfishness, which justifies their own manipulations. What's interesting is that Machiavellians aren't more intelligent than others. Studies show no connection between Machiavellianism and IQ, nor are they more emotionally intelligent. In fact, they tend to score lower in emotional awareness and empathy. So how do they succeed? The secret lies in self-control. They can suppress impulses, delay gratification, and plan several steps ahead. Their strength isn't brilliance, it's strategy. Socially, Machs walk a fine line. In short-term settings, they may be admired. They can be charming, funny, and persuasive, but over time, their true nature is hard to hide. Friends may drift away, partners grow distrustful, colleagues become suspicious. Still, in leadership roles or high-stakes negotiations, Machs can shine. They know how to say the right thing even if they don't mean it. In the workplace, Machiavellians often gravitate toward business. What about relationships? In romance, Machs may say, "I love you," before they mean it, or when they don't mean it at all. They may use guilt, flattery, or even secrets to get what they want. Their partners often describe them as charming but hard to trust. In conflict, they stay cool. In betrayal, they stay silent. Revenge, only if it's useful. They don't lash out emotionally. They strike when it's safe and profitable. So where does this personality come from? It begins early. Childhood studies using the Kitty-Mach scale show that even young children can develop cynical views of others. Over time, this cynicism can grow into a belief that people are weak, dishonest, and easily manipulated. Some researchers argue that Mach kids are disliked. Others say they're popular. It may depend on how you measure it. But one thing is clear: Machiavellianism isn't just learned. It has both genetic and environmental roots. Children raised in unstable homes or exposed to inconsistent authority figures may develop a worldview where manipulation becomes a survival tool. From an evolutionary standpoint, Machiavellianism may have been a winning strategy in early human societies. In times of chaos or scarcity, the ability to deceive and outmaneuver others could mean the difference between life and death. But if everyone becomes a manipulator, trust collapses. So, evolution seems to have balanced these traits: enough Machiavellians to exploit opportunities, but not enough to destroy cooperation. Even in love and reproduction, Machs follow a different path. Men high in Machiavellianism report more sexual partners, more deceptive strategies, and more short-term focus. But that doesn't mean they're reckless. They still plan, calculate, and weigh risks. In relationships, they use intimacy as a tactic, not a goal. Now, where does Machiavellianism sit in the broader world of personality? Psychologists place it alongside narcissism and psychopathy in what's known as the dark triad. All three involve manipulation, selfishness, and emotional coldness, but each has its flavor. Narcissists crave admiration. Psychopaths act impulsively and lack remorse. Machiavellians, they plan, they calculate. They succeed quietly, even if it costs others dearly. While the Mach IV scale has been useful, the authors of this chapter suggest it needs an upgrade. Some items confuse Machiavellianism with impulsiveness or aggression, traits that belong more to psychopathy. A refined version, which they call the Mach VI, would focus on what Machs truly are: calm, strategic and deliberate. Think less brute force, more chess master, less outburst, more long game. To understand the true Machiavellian, the authors suggest we look not only to Machiavelli, but also to Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese military strategist. Sun Tzu wrote that the greatest victories are won without battle, through deception, preparation, and psychological warfare. That's the real Machiavellian way, not brute dominance but quiet control. In the end, Machiavellianism isn't just about manipulation. It's about the mindset behind it. It's about how some people view the world as a game to be won, with opponents to outwit, allies to use, and morals to negotiate. It is a personality style that blends intelligence with pragmatism, calculation with charm, and strategy with self-interest. But like all traits, it exists on a spectrum. Some of us lie occasionally, some of us strategize. A true Machiavellian doesn't just do these things. They believe in them, they live by them. And now, having walked through the mind of a Machiavellian, you'll know one when you see one. Thank you for listening to The Mind of the Machiavellian, adapted from the work of Daniel N. Jones and Delray L. Paulhus. Until next time, stay sharp and stay aware.